Having already made a full guide for twisting blades in the past, I figured it's about time to complete the mini-guide series with the only remaining class. This is by far the quickest clear speed glass cannon build, combining probably the highest mobility potential in the game, great AoE, 3 sources of unstoppable, making the rogue the ultimate speed farm class. Without further ado, let's get started. We'll be focusing on scaling 3 things: vulnerable status, movement speed, and crit damage. Considering our class's lack of natural defenses, we'll have to invest heavily into scaling those through other means. As such, we'll be using Harlequin Crest, Grasp of Shadow, and Doombringer for the large amounts of stats that they provide, Melted Heart of Selig for extra resource and damage reduction, which, assuming there are no diminishing returns on the affix, should make us borderline immortal during inner sight procs. Blade Dancer's Aspect for the build enabling mechanic that smooths out our clearing through repeating twisting blades, Ravager's Aspect for quality of life and extra movement, Aspect of the Protector, and Aspect of Disobedience for the barriers and armor, Aspect of Imitated Imbuement, and Aspect of Unstable Imbuements for more damage and explosions, and lastly, Edgemaster's Aspect for the huge damage increase it provides. In combination, we're able to guarantee one of the highest clear speeds in the game, combined with solid single target damage and reasonable defenses, as well as insane mobility and CC avoidance. To no surprise, we'll be using Twisting Blades as our main damage source, cooldown reduction on all spells, and for its synergy with the rest of our toolkit. We'll complement it with Invigorating Strike for the extra energy regen and vulnerable application whenever we're below 30% energy, Concealment for a guaranteed source of vulnerable status, CC cleanse and energy regen, Shadow Imbuement for the amazing AoE potential, extra damage, and synergy with Victimize, Shadow Step as our gap closer, source of unstoppable, increased crit chance and great synergy with Twisting Blades, Shadow Clone for the massive damage increase and hit count increase that funnels into the rest of our toolkit, and we'll obviously specialize into Inner Sight to guarantee our single target damage be as high as possible without sacrificing clear speed. We could choose to play a more single target oriented build, focused around dealing poison damage. For that, we would need to swap out Shadow Step for Poison Trap, which, with the Infiltrator's Aspect, allows us to drop 4 poison traps on a single target, Poison Imbuement instead of the Shadow one for the potentially limitless poison stacking, and Exposure over Victimize to reset our trap cooldowns and maximize our poison damage, although Victimize could work as well. So we maximize our hits for damage and defense, and loop explosions through triggers from abilities, and then spam Twisting Blades to reset cooldowns. It's a very simple process. I hope you enjoyed this guide, and with that being said, Aranetius out.